Hello. I won year 13 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bros tournament.
Let's go!
It was a great tournament. I'm biased as someone who likes to be an organizer. It seemed like it was fun. Seems like the games were good. It was very competitive. There's 6 people that were like 3-2. So that's always just fun when there's parity and interaction, and it seems like the games were good. So it was fun. Some shout outs up top. Shout outs to Jacob and Trevor for surprising everybody with some extra swag gifts, from Doom and Dimensions to pins. I got the EV Pokemon cards from Indonesia. That made everything extra special. Shout out to Avatar The Last Airbender, best animated show ever. And yeah, token designed by Trevor. Pretty sweet. And token from Brothers as a birthday gift. Snorlax as a planet from Jacob. Sleeves from Jacob. Matt from Cameron. I don't own anything. Everyone just gifts me stuff. So yeah, I played pure Mitsurugi for the tournament this year. So I'll try to quickly go through it. I decided to play Mitsurugi, 1, because it was a ritual deck, which I haven't played before. 2, because it's a very interactive deck, which I thought was fun. I liked being able to go back and forth. It plays really low to the ground. It doesn't play into Fulos at all, and its only big real weakness is Droll, which I tried to mitigate against, which I can get into. And it's also a little shout out to Aiden, the Reptile Lover, as a deck I thought he might like. So, he was in Australia, but he ended up joining, and then I ended up facing him in the final, so it was kind of funny. And apparently it's the year of the snake, so there's just a lot of weird snake stuff happening. There's a snake on the token. Weird. Twilight Zone. Okay, so for the deck. For the rituals, 3 Habakiri, 2 Murakumo, and 1 Futsu. Pretty standard for the pure. Futsu carried me all day. This card, it's got a big booty, 3,400. And I just sit on him. And that's part of the reason I just fell in love with his artwork initially, and then realized in the pure version he was just insane. So part of the reason why I play the deck. And then 3 Aramasa, 1 Saji, 1 Kusanagi, and the 1 Night Sword Serpent to round out. So 6 and 6 symmetry, just, I don't know, tickles my brain for some reason. But it's also just good maxing out on consistency. I played 15 starters, like 1 card starters, in a deck of 41, which gives me a 60% chance of drawing 2 starters, which I thought was important. And shout out to Cameron. There's a couple card choices there that ended up, I think, really actually benefiting me in the tournament. Night Sword Serpent, I think, is mandatory when you get drolled, because if you still have a way to ritual summon, you can send it to the graveyard to get another body out there to try to make like IP or some play other than just passing. So that's the Mitsurugi monsters. And then the spells are 3 of the ritual, 3 prayers, 3 pre-prep, plus the 1 mirror as kind of a brick, but I really like mirror. And then 1 Magatama. I really liked the trap card, which is the Omni Negate. I decided to put it in the side deck. I didn't really miss it all day. I felt like Magatama was good going first and second. It outs problematic kind of big monster cards, adds to the interaction, and still insulates your board as like a set trap card. So pretty standard, but yeah, I ended up liking that choice. And then some other starters, so pots. I played 1 Prosperity, 2 Extravagance. The Extravagance, this was 1 pot for a while, and I found I would just pass to 1 Ash sometimes. It just wasn't drawing enough like ways to play the game. And so Cameron, shout out to my brother Cameron, was kind of like, you should play Extrav as the Fire King guru. He probably knows about that. So I decided to play 1. I was doing that for a while. Was still getting ashed at random times or drolled. So I decided to play a 3rd one. And the risk is drawing multiple, but you have to, just because this deck doesn't. This brought it up to 15 like starting cards, which I felt like was important. And then non-engine, Called by Talents, good going first or second, and just ways to keep playing after Droll potentially. And then hand traps, 3 Fulos. I just felt like it was pretty format defining. 3 Droll. I hate this card. Not because it's not good, I just don't like the card. It promotes not interactive, gameplay, which the whole deck was kind of supposed to be about. but I felt like it was a necessary evil against some crazy combo decks where like you just can't play the game, and this just helps create a half board, which this deck thrives in a half board. 3 Imperm and 3 Ash to round things out. And then the 41st card is 1 Nib. You can search this, you make Gallic Granite to search this, and it really kind of makes your boards really hard to break because there's everything on board, and then your opponent has to summon into it, and so usually you can nib at some point. Sometimes you get an extra bonus of tributing all your stuff, which means you get all the Mitsurugi benefits as well, which can be pretty, really tough to break. So yeah, I was pretty happy with the main deck overall. I don't like Droll, but again, Cameron kind of convinced me like, yeah, you should probably play Droll. I really wanted to main Bell, but Bell just isn't gonna like, it's just not as strong, even if Droll wasn't gonna be good against some matchups. Extra deck, I played 2 IP. Again, Cameron, for the like 4th shout out of the video, he lent me an IP. Trevor lent me a Dynamundo. So I played 2 because these are the most important, the most frequently used. Otherwise, the rest of the extra deck really doesn't matter all that much. But because you play Extrav, you just don't want to banish all of these. And then 1 SP to kind of go along with that package. That was it for the links. And then I played just random kind of toolbox. Code Igniter to Ritual Summon. Tornado Dragon, Baguska, Dagaris, Exciton Knight, Evil Swarm Nightmare, which did come up a couple times today. King of the Feral Imps, in case you get stopped and need a ritual. Gallant Granite to search Nib. And then Typhon and Zeus. And I never made Zeus, but in theory, you can make Tornado Dragon, try to bait something out, battle phase, Zeus, and then keep playing from there. So that is the extra deck. And then side deck. For going first, I decided 2 cards. So it was just Great Purification and Crossout Designator, because you leave 1 Droll in, and you basically just try to not get drolled. And then Great Purification is just an Omni Negate. It's bad drawing second, which is why I think a lot of people have started putting it in the side deck just to insulate going first. I would sometimes also side in 3 Bell over basically Fulos. And the thought here is Bell, I thought, was very generically good against mid-range decks and combo decks. It's good going first or second. So like having your board plus Bell is really strong, or like preventing Called By or Abystial is really strong too, which definitely came up today. So those were kind of the going first pseudo cards-ish, but really these 2 were the only ones, and everything else was just going second toolbox. So Wosu didn't really come up today, but it's an in-engine kaiju. I did side to Shifter, never saw it, but this deck can totally play under Shifter, so call back to some of my old Weather Painter days, I guess. The other 2, Nibiru, and then 3 Bystials for the matchups that Bystials are strong into. What I liked about having Bell and Bystials is you can put in the Bystials when they feel stronger, or Bell. It's kind of hard to side out enough to do both, but it kind of just gives you insulation and graveyard hate in both cases. And then the last 3 cards were just 2 Lightning Storm and Harpy's Feather Duster, just to have some back row coverage. And when, like, this is very combo centric, so you can side out some of the combo cards and go with like a more low to the ground, just try to like clear back row and keep playing. So that was the whole side deck. Yeah, overall it was a good tournament experience. The deck performed well. There's a lot of good games. I never felt like confident in any of the games. They were all super close, which was fun. And yeah, I mean, obviously it worked out, so I'm not complaining too much. But shout out to the boys for making the tournament fun. And until next time, thanks. Oh, and shout out to my wife for letting me borrow her deck box that I gave her.